we will have so many questions. What is this I am doing? Why am I doing this? What am I searching for? What are we? What are for what we are meditating? What are we feeling that we cannot understand? And what were the situations and conditions that are making us to put to be in confusion always? And for everything we will be baffled, and sometimes we feel that no, this is what I cannot do. I would have done it in a different way. For all these things, the one and only an answer most of us could find is reading the book Virtues. So what actually I was asked to talk on is the books of virtues and values. These are three books. Hope you are able to see this. Is it clear? So these are three volumes, and in an alphabetical order, the virtues and values are given by Geeta Madam. She has collected all the virtues and values and basing on the date and lectures or writing, whatever he has done, all these things he put together and according to our need, like from the beginner to the say awakened personality, how the virtues are useful and how they have to upgrade themselves. That is how the book is made into three volumes. Every volume has got minimum of 5,000 pages. And it's a really surprising thing that 1,500 pages he has allocated for only virtues and values only. And these virtues and values are more emphasized on psyche and psychism. And one more book is there on healing, I think. In that he has allocated chapters for virtues. And now my feeling about this is, what I did is, you be it avatars, be it sense of responsibility, be it this is karma and reincarnation, be it the eyes of hierarchy, whatever the book you take into consideration, we have come through till now. These all are talking about one or the other virtue only. If you want to know the hierarchical plans and everything, we have to be completely accomplished with the virtues. Once I asked Srinivasa sir, what exactly is this, sir? Means what he said is, whatever virtue is there, that is what he said is, any virtue, it is within you. You have to inner potential, you have to bring it out. Then you can you can actualize outside. Okay, and now see, we will be surprised that after these virtues are going to act in every part of life. Health, happiness, creativity, success, and joy are all directly related to a knowledge and practice of virtues. Okay, and once we are practicing virtues, automatically we are being put in these things, like our health will be one petal of, one virtue is, let us say, that is developed. Automatically the health will you will be feeling healthy, and joy, you'll be feeling joy, you'll be feeling courageous, and you will be feeling like rendering more service, sacrificial service rather. All these things will automatically boom out. So as I said, he has given more emphasis on values, virtues and values in new dimensions in healing and psyche and psychism. And see, unless he has experienced this, he cannot write. And what we find is, in all his books, we find his every lecture, every act, every moment of his life. Tarkam's life I'm talking about. He has been an embodiment of virtues. So whenever, actually these books I've been reading for the past 1.5 years, but whenever I read, I feel that I didn't get the essence. I didn't get the essence. That is when Sir asked, unless you become that, you can never understand what exactly the virtue is. Okay. Now, see, Talcum sometimes speaks, in parables, small stories, he relate our natures with that. One day it so happened, Mullah Naziruddin had been to a congregation to give a lecture. There, that he asked the gathering, do you people know what am I going to talk? They said, yeah, we know. Then Mullah Naziruddin said, no, when you know everything, really, if you know everything, there's no meaning in my talking to you. So why, he says, and leave the congregation. And again, after a few days, one more congregation he will go, and he will ask the people, do you know what am I going to talk on? The people says, we don't know. Then he says, when you do not know, there's no meaning in telling anything, and he leaves the place. Third time, in other congregation, the same thing happens, that he asks, see, people are already experienced, mind is so much developed. No, what they said, half of the people said, we know. Half of the people said, we do not know. So this is very fantastic, beautiful and fantastic, wonderful, whatnot he says, and then all adjectives he used. And what he says is, the 50 people who knows all the things, that is 50% of the people who knew that this teaching, what am I going to talk, try to explain them, so that the total lot will be knowing this. I think I could convey the message correctly. That means what he wanted to tell us, first knowledge will be coming to us when we can actualize, that is, knowledge is subjective. That so much of knowledge will be gathering from all the sides. But when you actualize them, then it becomes wisdom. And then only we will be knowing whether we are in a right path or not in a right path. Now, usually we commit one mistake. No, even I don't know about you, but I committed this mistake many times. Like, always I think whenever I am over strained, I say that no, tomorrow onwards I am going to read books, I meditate, I just go very perfect with talk on teachings or some teachings of these things. But I don't know how I get well. I get well, then what I do is, tomorrow the same thing. Again, I will be playing games on mobiles, I will be chit-chatting, or I will be just simply sitting. Okay, but I never touch the book and I stand to the promise. So what Tarkam sir says is, this is a vicious circle, he says. See, once you sit, once you talk, once you take up promise when you are in trouble, and again you leave it. Again, when the trouble comes, when you are in pleasures, you never take it up. And when you are in happiness, you will try to forget all these things. That is, Kabir also says, no, दुख में सिमरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई, सुख में करे सिमरन करे तो काहे का दुख होय. It's there, no? Excuse me. So this is what I felt. No, I did it many times, but all the situations are so warranting now and calling us, go on your path with the virtues. So actually what we feel is, somebody should come and, లైక్ మనం ఒక నగలు కొనుక్కుంటే ఏదైనా మనం కొనుక్కుంటాం కదా, లేకపోతే ఒక బుక్ మీద మంచి పేరు ఎవరితో రాయిద్దాము, స్క్రీనింగ్ చేయిద్దాము అట్లా అనుకుంటాం. లేకపోతే ఒక జ్యువెలరీ మీద ఎంబెడెడ్ జ్యువెల్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఎవరితో చేపిద్దాం అన్నట్లుగా వర్చ్యూస్ని కూడా ఎవరో ఇస్తారు అనుకుంటాం మనం. బట్ ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ బి గివెన్ బై ఎనీబడి, బికాస్ వర్చ్యూస్ ఆర్ ఆల్రెడీ హిడెన్ ఇన్ అవర్ కాన్షియస్ లేయర్స్, in our brain layers. There are all the virtues, whatever he spoke about, whatever he wrote about. But how to bring them out is the only thing what we have to know. That's what Tarkamsar says. But once again, one more thing, like Krishna and Arjuna attack. Krishna says, I know about everything, I know about my all lies, but you do not know. You will be knowing when you know yourself. Likewise, Tarkamsar also says that this is what if you practice it, you will be having all the virtues necklace of virtues will be there, and the glittering, and whatever it is now, your glamours vanish, your greed vanish, your jealous vanish. Of course, we have to try on that. Okay. These are, see, with the two stories, what he wanted to tell is you try to come out of that vicious circle of laziness, inertia, and postponement, and trying to go out. These all are not virtue. They are all not virtues, no. So he emphasizes that unless you want to have one virtue with you, you always must be with the essence of the virtues. The Because we know that, see, we have got all things within us, and bringing out one by one is important. That's why once in one book I read, Starcom sir says that like onion has got peels, and then today layered with too many. If you remove one layer after the another, what happens? The core green color will you will find the green colored thing. That is what you. So layer by layer you try to remove. So virtue by virtue you try to inculcate, but don't hesitate to progress, to go with the books, and don't try to get satisfied that I have completed the book. Completing the book is everybody can do. If anybody knows ABCDs, alphabets and spellings, they can read it and then keep the books aside. But the thing will come once you read, and when you actualize it, then only the thing, whatever that, whatever we read, that will be internally, it will be uh, penetrated, and then we actualize it. I once again remember the same saying, like, no, what he said is, what are these things, sir? I asked. I was really very much bewildered after reading all this. Then he said, what is there, Velugopal? There is nothing. That is nothing but outer manifestation of inner accomplishment. Since I am not in accomplished with inner accomplishment is not there, I'm baffled, I'm confused, I'm rather irritated, whatnot, all these things. So what he says is virtues radiate in our chalice. So, and these virtues they are rays of energy, and control our thoughts, feelings, and actions also. That is where we are lagging is three areas only. Into physical body, we will not be in emotional body. Of course, we don't know where is our emotional body, and of course, physical body. We know because we are able to see it. And thoughts. Oh, this is a big garbage bin is in, and we'll be putting inside instead of relieving. So what he says is, because of these things, we are unable to make out what are virtues, which are hidden within us. What we have got now, all most of us know, especially in Indian people, we have got a feeling that Guru must give us all the virtues. That means he will be a bank locker wherein he will be having all the virtues. He has to go on putting in us. Is it like some chutney or something we put and then give one mouthful to Lalita, one mouthful to Shalini, one mouthful to some other group mates? It's not like that. So what he says is, everything you have to learn, you have to bring out with your own self. That is, virtues are the radiations of our human spring, living in the chalice, and all the virtues are in the chalice. They exist as energy waves, exist in humans and also in space. We get, the certain maximum virtues are within us, and as well as you can find them in the space also. They invoke us, and we recognize them when they act as invoking us, and we realize that virtues and values, and they reflect for the common good. Usually, no, the personality never allows us to take up any virtue. No, we will be having 101 personality and emotional, mental ideas which are not allowing us to go with virtues. They have, because virtues usually will be in higher frequency. And myself, let us say, I will be in a lower frequency wherein I am unable to get connected with the virtue. And I think that somebody should give me these virtues. But he clearly says that unless you work, you won't get anything. Okay. Now, virtues turning the virtues bring the charge of the petals of the chalice. So virtues are never nowhere else in the except in our own chalice, because we know that one petal is one virtue, like. Okay. And now ఒక్కొక్కసారి మనం ఉన్నట్టుండి సడన్ ఏదో ఇల్నెస్ ఉంటుంది, that disappears when this one virtue manifests, and our illness with which you are suffering for many days, it will vanish, some completely disappear. You'll be surprised. That means you are getting in contact with that particular virtue which is going to heal you. Likewise, so this is what he said. No, like, one more thing is, ugly acts block the virtues. I'm really, what he wanted to tell, it always hits me also, because he quotes an example. Now people will be very much interested in going to roaming about unwanted movies and chit chats, television shows watching, and whatever this, like, no, giving unnecessary unwanted suggestions and unwanted material to others, each others, I mean gossipings. All these things are block our energy. They will never that block our energy. I mean energy which is getting connected to the virtue. Then only acts of compassion and beauty will give us a way to get ourselves connected to virtues. That's what Tarkam sir said in his foreword about a little, I mean a few words about introduction on virtues. And now, see, usually what everybody does is they give in books, and they, what do they do is, come on, do it. It is if for you to do it. But what Tarkam has said is, he has given in 3 volumes 164 chapters of virtues. In almost every book, he touched with one virtue or the other. And for that, how you will gain the virtue also is clearly indicated. In this, I mean, in the book of virtues, he has given 7 steps how to actualize or manifest the virtue, or I mean inner accomplishment. Let us say inner accomplishment. How can we gain the virtue, and how can you become the virtue? Accomplish is nothing but accomplishment is nothing but becoming the virtue, no? So now he gives us 7 particular these guidelines. First one is aspiration, concentration, meditation, discipline, contemplation, illumination, and inspiration. Once again, I say, please, first you must aspire. That means we have to lift our, we are always with this, no, I will talk to you, you talk to me, I'll talk nonsense with you, you talk nonsense with me. It is not that. We have to lift our this thing now with heart to that virtue, on which virtue you are going to meditate upon. Okay, we have to shift our heart to the virtue. That is what is given in aspiration. Second one is concentration. Observe where in your life you can express this particular virtue. Okay, I have taken, let us say that beauty I have taken. So I must lift my heart to that extent where I can understand what is beauty. Then what should I do? I have to sit there and observe where this beauty, the particular virtue beauty, can be applied in my life. Or how can I express this through, how can I express myself through this virtue? Next one is meditation. This is no higher, this is now the deeper meaning of these virtues will be found when we meditate. What does it mean? And then one, I have taken beauty. That is, for example, I have taken beauty. I said, no, what does beauty mean to me? What is the, we will think in the physical norms and emotional norms and mental norms. And finally, we will reach, after completing these three areas, we will even get into spiritual realms with the help of meditation. Second, third, fourth one is discipline. I'll repeat. Aspiration, the first one, that is lifting our heart to the virtue which we are uh, trying to make your even your own, even you are trying to become yourself. Second one is concentration. You have to concentrate on which area I have to focus this particular virtue, or how can I express myself through this virtue. And third one is meditation. And fourth one is discipline. This is rather a bit of annoying point. See, uh, one part of my life, your life, we have to take, such as low your this does how to treat yourself, your family relations, or one specific area, any specific area, and visualize expressing the virtue toward the person or that area of life. That is what you have to make a discipline there. Next one is contemplation. Contemplation is the major part when in all his writings of in all his writings. See, unless we contemplate, I think we are reading and we are just leaving. Reading and leaving, reading and leaving. We have done too many times, like coming and going like that. We have done many a times. But when I can make it my own, that is, unless I contemplate on one particular thing, I cannot become that. So go deep into silence. That's what he advises us, to go deep into our silence. Ask yourself, your solar angel will be there, your helper, your solar angel, your guardian angel, he says. Reveal to me a greater virtue of greater version of this virtue, or greater vision of this virtue, let us say. And see, visions will be, in my this limitation, my eye span can see only to this, or only half hemisphere, that is 180 degrees only I can see. But when we contemplate and when we request, appeal to solar angel to let us know the vision, we will be knowing in 360 degrees. Where else and where we have to say, I have, okay, I have read big books of Takamsar, and of course I meditated. Then I will ask solar angel, where else I can find this virtue and get more information. That's what he says. And he never asks a question and then leave it. He asks, wait for the answer till you get answer. You just wait. Don't hasten and then go to the next step by step, right from the inspiration till now what we talked about, like contemplation. All the steps are to be followed very slowly, not in a haste. That is there. No, sir also already told, don't build on sand, build on stones. So next one is illumination. Go deeper. Still you are in meditation, you go deeper. In this contemplation, you will be going deeper. When illumination part comes, that is sixth point comes. Sixth, way how you can make a virtue come into your you can become, come into your you cannot say, but you can become. That will be a yam situation, means being situation. Sorry. Go deeper. Ask, what is a very subtle way that you can use this virtue in your life. So see, you have seen all the four areas and you could understand where you can find all these things have already gathered, captured. Then the question is that in Hindi, you will be illumined. When you are illumined with a beauty or other this thing, adaptation, beauty and whatnot, has written on every virtue. Okay. Certain where see what you have, what is a subtle in illumination, you feel like knowing about a subtle subtlety in this, and then you feel like how to get into the subtle ways you can use this virtue in your life or my life, in anybody's life. That will be the part of illumination. Next comes inspiration. Sorry, yeah, inspiration. Yeah, inspiration. So what he is telling is, once you have completed all these steps, I mean 7 steps you have completed, 6 steps you have completed, the 7th step is that inspiration. Visualize standing up on a mountain, see beautiful vegetation, flowers all around you, feel the breeze of purer air on your face, breathe deeply, observe the expressions of the virtue that God and all of nature have manifested all around you. That is, see, once you go to, just you have to visualize that. And now, when we do not know visualization, I was told, I heard in Tarkamsa's books, no, audios, if you can't visualize, you can imagine. Okay, so these things, when you go to your top of the mountain, you visualize as if you're on the top of the mountain. Around you is beautiful nature, gushes of waters, birds chirping, all these things will be there. And then, so that is nothing but expression of the God through nature. Breathe it in, and whatever you have seeing that's around you, try to breathe in. That is the greatness of nature. Try to breathe in. When you breathe in, you feel that is the greatness of the creation, or the greatness of the virtue which you wanted to, which you have been meditating upon. The whole body radiating the virtue. What happens, when we visualize your whole body, complete body is illuminating with, radiating with virtue. Breathe in the virtue, breathe out the virtue. That means what happened now? Breathe in and breathe out has that virtue. That means you have become that, because without breathing in, without breathing out, we cannot survive. Then at that juncture, what is happening means you have become you, that virtue completely. Breathe in the virtue, breathe out the virtue. What does that look like? Then what he's telling us in visualization, I have taken a virtue. For example, we are already talking about beauty only, Then what does it look like? You give this, does it have a form? Is it having a color? Is it having a shape? What color maybe it may be having? What shape it may be having? What does that feel like? If I touch it, how do I feel it? All these things, these questions you have to put yourself, so that the virtue, whatever you have, breathing in and breathing out, and you are contemplated, you have made it into, you will get one form. That beauty is not beauty spelling only, but it has got a lot of, what should I say, a lot of energy behind this. This is, you'll find in everywhere. And he says, with eyes closed, visualize sitting quietly on a rock on top of the mountain, and relax, radiating the virtue toward all life, means total life form. See the little animals looking at you, and really, if you imagine, feel so happy you be in that. See little animals looking looking at you, and really observe them. Observe deeply all the life around you. Be grateful and full of joy. Say 3 ohms. That is 3 times you have to say Om quietly, unifying your sound with the sound of nature. Open your eyes and write your insights. Always, sir, Takam sir emphasizes on writing about insights. I do the same mistake. Like every full moon day, I decide that I have to write insight after meditation. I feel like I have to write. But now, today onwards, I have taken this thing that I definitely write, because I speak the talk. Walk the talk is our Swajaya Yoga's bottom line. It grounds. So open your eyes and write your insight. Writing is an essential part of meditation. It grounds your thinking and your insights and lets you complete the cycle of expansion of consciousness. Writing also concentrates your insights and findings. So what happens, I think it is correct only in my childhood. I was told whatever you write once, one time writing is 100 times reading. That was how our elders used to say. Maybe that is what is the 100% correct. Whatever, whenever you are sitting, whenever you read, whenever you start, get meditate, then you sit down and write your insights, your feelings. When you read later on, you feel that, what these are the insights I have, so I must become that. That concrete opinion will be formed. You will be aiming at, and then our visions will expand. So thereby our consciousness too. This is what Tarkam sir said about this thing, no? That is meditation using virtues. I repeat all the 7 steps once again. One is aspiration. Second one is concentration. Third one is meditation. Fourth one is discipline. Fifth one is contemplate. Sixth one is illumination. Seventh one is inspiration. And now, see this, as far as this thing, he has given 3 volumes of books, 3 volumes of virtues in 164 chapters. And I feel like reading few from the index. Like, only one virtue he has given 3-4 dimensions. Like, adaptation, let us say, progress of evolution. See, adaptation means fitting ourselves in what we think in dictionary meaning. Wherever we go, I adapt easily. That is not what we think, what he seeks about. Esoterically, he speaks that fitting into the situations emotionally, mentally, physically. Always will be fitting only with physical these things. No, I am there. I went to Bangalore. I say I am adapting things to whatever are there in the Bangalore. It's not like that, no. Adapting is if I just tell you, I will continue later on. Let me read certain topics in this: aspiration, adaptation, admiration. They have written. See, it is very difficult task. Collecting all the virtues is one task, and then putting them in an order. That too in an alphabetical order, A to Z virtues. Adaptation, admiration, appreciation, and then blessings, beautiful. You say, very beautiful, very beautiful. What is that beautiful? Cooperation, conscience, containment, dedication, faith, huh? Trust, worthiness, discernment, direction, devotion. These are to quote a few. Okay. Once, we have talked about this, no? And now, how to make virtues, values to live. అనేది మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా, వీ ఆల్రెడీ కంప్లీటెడ్. అంటే ఇట్లా ఏంటంటే మనం ఎట్లా చేసుకుంటాం మన వర్చ్యూస్ని, వాల్యూస్ని మన లైఫ్లో పెట్టుకుంటాం అనే దానికి 2 ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఆఫ్ మాజీ ముల్లా నజరుద్దీన్ స్టోరీ ఒకటి. అంటే నాలెడ్జ్ విల్ బి గెయిన్డ్, దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ సబ్జెక్టివ్. అన్లెస్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ అండ్ యాక్చువలైజ్ ఇట్, till then it won't become wisdom. That is then only you are eligible to have. To me, what I understood is to hear a class also must have ability. That is the good teachers who who are with virtues. If they speak, if they lecture on something, I must make myself eligible. That is what I feel here. I understood in that way. Unless I'm eligible, if we're simply listening and going out and then just say yeah, I have done. What is that we have done? All these days, it is nothing but wool gathering. Oh, reading, writing on the pages. So many books we have written, notebooks we have completed. How many pages are in my mind says, whenever I read, I say, sir, what a great person you are. That is what I feel, always one book or the other, university sir comes, brings, and he just introduces. But how far we could go and check these books are available on the sir gives even websites also. But I don't think that we all do that. Certain people I can't say, but me, I'm not doing. Earlier I used to do, but now because my personal reasons I'm not doing. There's only a name excuse, of course. I can say that I'll do that from today. And now adaptation, progress of first virtue I'm talking about. In the volume 1, the virtue 1, adaptation. That's what we talked about now. Adaptation means wherever I go, adapt easily. Accommodate. I accommodate and adapt myself like easy. You may accommodate yourself, but you cannot adapt. Esoterically, to adapt means to make yourself fit in the progress of evolution. Now we have to think whether we are adapting wherever we go or not. It makes us to sit there only. We cannot go to the next line. The plan and the purpose of life are revealed by. In the adaptation process, you try to eliminate all these elements that prevent cooperation. These are the things we are going on. They are going on with us, kada. We have to group cooperation ankondi, cooperation with my own self or with my family, and fusion with an advancing individual, group, and plan are possible when we uh, practice adaptation virtue. Then what happens, adaptation is considered a kind of relation with the environment. It is not that adaptation is there for the animals, for the plants, trees, all Panchabhutas, what we say, they're all adapting and they're living happily than the man, than the human, I mean. Adaptation is considered a kind of relationship with the environment to secure unfoldment, success, health, happiness, and spiritual unfoldment for all concerned, not for me alone, for all concerned, everything, for the wholeness. He says, for example, on the path of adaptation, you see that you need to free yourself from many things. We have to free ourselves when we want to make friendship with the virtue, adapt. What are the things? Hate, anger, fear, jealousy, revenge, malice, treason, slander, and whatnot, everything. And you need to free yourself from all. This is only what are they? This is adaptation from our these things, emotions. Okay. Then physical habits you have to control. He says physical habits such as automatically force you to use alcohol. Physical habits are such. No, we'll get get out of them. Alcohol, drugs, coffee, black tea, etc., etc. There are also mental habits. So physical habits, he said, first he dealt with emotional things, second he dealt with physical these things, so how you have to be out of that. Then third thing is emotional, mental. Now what is that? Mental characteristics are there, close mindedness and greed, vanity, fanaticism. All these things are a kind of a hindrance for the uh, for us to take and adapt a virtue, and especially adaptation virtue. Like now, if you want to adapt, it should be cleared of your emotional field. You have to clear off the physical field. You have to clear off your mental field. You have to clear off and take all 7 steps. Then adaptation will be in our hands. And see, very keenly he says 3 kinds of evolutions are there. This adaptation Actually, the adaptation is nothing but progress of evolution. So here there are three kinds of adaptation. Okay, what is that? Evolutionary adaptation. Okay, it's like plants go. We all from childhood to adolescence to adulthood to old age. We have passed. This is almost evolutionary adaptation. We adapt certain areas. No, I'll tell you. Second one is this. Second one, I'm really a bit shaken. Conscious adaptation. We have got only, and one must see, all the teachers have told us only about merits only. Whenever we ask, they say only merits, merits, merits. Anta manchi, ye manchi, ide manchi, vanni manchi. But only Tarkams are said there is negative adaptation too. Adaptation has got three kinds. One is evolutionary adaptation. Second one is conscious adaptation, and the third one is negative adaptation. So now, conscious adaptation. That's what now all life form, nature progressing, all life forms will progress automatically this is a theory of evolution says we grow from that is from seed to a big tree, and branches will be there, flowers will be there, and then everything will be. It's a natural progress, natural adaptation, and that means seasonally. Well, now we take water in, we take like all other living things. That we feel that is the best adaptation. We have got very great kind of great amount of adaptation with our own self. Means, but when we go to the tree and see, we see never the tree never asks for a AC. Will it ask for an AC during summer? Will it ask for an umbrella during winter season, I mean rainy season, nor a sweater in the winter season? How are they growing? When you adapt, when you want to really have one when development or progress, that is we must observe the nature and have to own it. This adaptation is natural adaptation is which part where you can see that, but we never observe them. That is what is the problem with us. No, everything will be happening, but everybody is busy, everyone is very busy with our own stories. That's what I heard many times. See, always stories, stories, stories. I'll be telling I am victimized. They told me something. All these things are shaking me, or they're putting me away from this away from these virtues, which are already existing within my chalice. And so then what happens here? So now one more thing he says, evolutionary adaptation is always painful process due to the fact that human beings have free will. మనకి ఫ్రీ విల్ ఉంది. దానివల్ల ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఇష్టం అంటే చేస్తాం. అదే అదే ఇంతకంది సుఖమే సుమరన్ సబ్ కరే, సరే దుఃఖమే సుమరన్ సబ్ కరే, సుఖమే కరే అయిన కోయి. దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ విత్ everybody. If at all, if we pay attention to when you are in crisis, then I think you can slowly the crisis will become a path wherein you can walk very smoothly, because you'll be having an understanding that this path, this virtue is giving me courage to move on the path. Like an understanding, I can't use the courage. One virtue I cannot merge with another one. So that is giving, my path is made, I can walk on that. I'll be prepared emotionally, I mean physically, emotionally, and mentally. So what happens? Evolutionary adaptation is always a painful process due to the fact that beings have free will. They do not follow the evolution of the nature. That's what we talked about. But opposite sometimes by some way or the other. Thus, free will, ambition, and artificial stimulants make them create reactions to natural progress. So natural progress, these are hindrances to for our natural progress. Growth, I can say, but it has got to separate this thing. Then that what it does, it create, it creates friction within ourselves, and many health problems will be arising. Then what happens until the problems, until they come to their senses and follow the lead of nature. What he is telling is, see, we all are busy with our own these things, keeping the nature's laws away. So one crisis, now you are facing this, no, Madam Karuna. How much worried everybody is now. Still, people are not realizing that we are all one. We have to be one. We should not have any discrimination. We have to serve each other. These things have gone to air, and there are all the people are running after which medicine will be, which what is the vaccine will be coming out, and when, how can I become normal? What are you going to do with by after becoming normal with the old garbage? That's what he says. That's what my understanding, please. People now also, they don't know, they do not realize the real need of being together, oneness. We all be oneness means we not to be together, like, no, you are emotionally one, mentally one, and our ideas are one, our thoughts are one. Let me be a helping hand for you, and you be a helping hand for me. See, after this, reading this part, no, I'm really feeling so bad for certain things are moving me a lot. Even small tiny area also, if you ignore, we are pushed back. And again, we have to come back to A to Z steps are there. No, 7 steps he has given. 7th step, a minute negligence from my side will throw me, go back to the first step, where I have to again aspire, that is, I have to lift my heart again. Next second one, let me tell you, this is now evolutionary, that is evolutionary adaptation. Now, conscious adaptation. We have got so many points actually, but no, very interesting points are there. Now here, conscious adaptation. In conscious adaptation, you develop a great amount of control over your vehicles. Super. This is such a beautiful saying. When I get control over my vehicles, my physical vehicle, my emotional vehicle, my mental vehicle, and the rest of the things, let us not talk about. I don't want to talk about, because these 3 areas, let me talk about. When I do this, no, develop great amount of control on our vehicles, and we try to make them cooperate with our supreme good, supreme goal. Sorry, supreme goal. This is what is conscious adaptation. When consciously a virtue is adapted, you are walking with a gesture of dignity, with the help of the hierarchy. That is the other one, the people who have already walked forward, and then what happens? They will be moving us towards the goal. Conscious adaptation means knowing the cause and effect of your actions. We know the cause and effect, because now we are coming to know, because this is, if I am wasting, I have wasted so much of time. Whenever sir asks me to take class, I feel, oh no, tomorrow, because I never thought, this thing is cause and the cause and so much. Conscious adaptation, yeah. Cause and effect. If I don't read, cause was might not read this thing. No, cause and effect will be understood better when you adapt. When you are in conscious adaptation. When you are in conscious adaptation, automatically you will be naturally adaptive, because there you are conscious. When you are in conscious adaptation, no, you will be observing the nature and everything, and so you are with the first step of conscious then adaptation also. Now he says, no, the process to proceed on the path of perfection, you develop the needed virtues, some of which are, see, we want to proceed on the path. Certain virtues, they give us certain list of virtues on which we can go smoothly. That's what he's he's giving us. Maybe he's expressing, like, he has given certain virtues, like, patience, tolerance, observation, co-measurement, clear thinking, freedom, free from negative emotions, joy, power of denouncement, insight, foresight, group unconscious, group consciousness, cooperation, sense of responsibility. See, these are the virtues which we were continuously tapped by our teachers. So these are the basic things. We work on this so that you can go with the other things. Like these are the main needed virtues for our development. You adapt your physical, emotional, and mental of rhythm and standards of your soul. Soul has got certain standards, and we will be doing against all. Afterwards, I say I did by against my soul. I did against my conscience. All these things, there is no meaning, because reading Talkams or books and then by and by telling this is like the story which we talked about now. My night sleep before sleeping, I have 100 these things plans that tomorrow onwards I'll be going to do. I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this. For sure I'm going to do this. And again, morning, same thing. So that's what he says. Anything. If you want to own, you must have your own. These three bodies: emotional, mental, physical body should be in rhythm of the soul. Not with your, see, letter integration, personality, all these things said. When virtue point comes, virtues can be adapted, can be taken into our nature, or our manifestations, outer manifestation. I said now, inner accomplishment of outer manifestation of inner accomplishment. That inner accomplishment is possible when our soul's requirement is fulfilled through virtues, not like giving with jewelry or something else. And see, adaptation is not, it's like, we have talked about conscious adaptation and natural adaptation. Now let us talk one or two sentences about negative adaptation, but our focus must be more on that, because negative adaptation is more than this the earlier two. Because this is personal experience only. There is nobody to be underlined this particular this. I mean, what I feel, I'm telling. After reading these things, I think that this is the place where I have to tighten my nuts and bolts. Negative adaptation. The third form of adaptation can be negative people. Negative people in order to survive, make money and have position, deny their religion, their race, their principles, their beauty, their purity, and honesty, so on, and so as to be accepted by people who are in the currents of evolutionary adaptation. That is negative evolutionary adaptation. Here he's talking about negative adaptation. Okay. Now these people, and he emphasizes in this, children are, children means till 14, 16 years, let us take, till that they are more influenced by this negative adaptation. Because if Prabhas is holding a big Shivalinga on his shoulders, he will also wanted to do something like that, and that the muzzles of Barabbas or some Tom, Dick, and Harry, they see all these things, unwanted things they learn from the. That is already this Tarkams are already told in one book, like, TV is an idiot box. You're all cabbages. What is the meaning of cabbages? Layer by layer, if you just, there's same thing. You have to take out yourself layer by layer to reach your core. All these things, especially because our child community, let us say, children are the sufferers, because whatever parents do, automatically or indirectly or directly, will be impressing on the internal layers of the child. And afterwards what happens, and he learns from something from the society where he is living in the school. Teacher is an example, ఇంట్లో అమ్మ నాన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్, బయటకు వస్తే ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఇంకొంచెం పోతే టీచర్స్, స్కూల్కి వెళ్తే టీచర్స్, ఇంకా కొంచెం పెద్దగా కొలితే సినిమాలు, అదర్వైజ్ టీవీలు, discourse, what not. We have seen people are mad, behaving like madcaps. That is what is the ultimate, that is becoming a curse on the future of the child. Now if you are nipping at the bud, we say no. When we don't nip at the bud, then what happens? The child is the sufferer. He become an adult. Then the same thing. In one speech of Master Ike, I heard, Master Ekira Krishna Maharaj, I heard, see, people are, professors are not, nowadays, there is no professor who is talking about how to behave, how to be in the adaptive in the in any given situation, because their parents are also not very adaptive. They did not know that these things are to be taught to the children. They did not teach presented. Let me tell, like my teachers of my age, 60 plus. Okay, these people, they were filled with so many unwanted these things, because their elders taught only slavery. Okay, parents were never maybe examples, idols only in certain parts, but when these virtues come, we have to take, we have to accept that negative adaptation working on the society so much. Adaptation is not a state in which you allow that's what he's saying. He talked about 3 adaptations. One is evolutionary adaptation, second one is conscious adaptation, third one is negative adaptation. So he is warning us, adaptation doesn't mean that you will be asking everybody to come and sit and dance on your head. Adaptation is not a state in which you allow others to control you, control and use you. See, we are sometimes we are under such situations. In adaptation, you do not risk your honesty, modesty, purity, freedom, joy, and your sense of righteousness. So we are not supposed to forgo all these things because of the negative negative adaptation. Negative adaptation gives us chance to overrule us, because only we are made realize by Srinivas Reddy sir how negative adaptation overpowers us, and we are prone to, or we are succumbed to certain untoward situations. We are out because of this is what you have to do. That a warning was there. Then we could come out of that. Adaptation is a process of improvement, a process that must carry you and others to perfection. See, beautiful, no? Adaptation means it is not only me, we together. That is here responsibility, group responsibility will be there. Group consciousness works. Group, if others know this, they have to lead other people, and so that walk together. Then what happens? That adaptation will give us to adapt to all, and we will try to see that people with lesser these things, like weaknesses will be there. There, what this adaptation gives us is, they will call us that that will make us to understand first. And we once it so happens, Tarkam, when some people came to Tarkam sir and said, this woman is bad, that boy is good, this is all drinks, dances, something. all these things he said, he was told. Then he said, I don't want to be with people who already are very beautiful. I want the people who are not so beautiful and who are in this, and I care at them. Why I dump the vices of the person? Because the teacher has taken the he has taken the responsibility of getting rid of the vices from people like me. And this again, no, the three steps are there. Three observations. With three observations, you can go with adaptation. No, like first, what he says is be patient, then be tolerant, be observant. Patience, tolerance, observation. These three gives place for understanding the total adaptation, the virtue, and becoming that virtue. Then see that. I mean, once you become that virtue, you can see, you can be tolerant, you can be patient, you can be observant of the situations and uh, situations, events, whatever the things happen. If anybody comes and sit in front of you, you can easily understand what is by gestures of his sitting, by the way he talks, by the way he eats. All these things are possible when you are tolerant, patient, and observant. 1 minute, I wanted to close this with telling you only one few things. Just a moment. Yeah. Sister, yeah. Yeah. See, I think I told you this patience, tolerance, observation. Now, after this, no, he gives us adaptation, uh, adaptation, practical life. So a question goes like this. No one, then there will be a questionnaire. In this, one somebody asks, can you give us some practical hints as to what to adapt ourselves? What are the things we have to adapt? Can you specific certain things? The answer goes like this. He has given so many things, like still H, 8 kinds of things he has given. Yeah, you must try to adapt yourself. In which areas I have to adapt? You must try to adapt yourself to a new discipline, in to a new condition, any condition in which you will talk, in which you must eat less, where you have to there, that also adaptation. Eating also, what to be eaten, what should be avoided, in which you must relate less. See, this is the biggest thing. Anything happens, any small word comes out, we relate, and then we make up a big story within ourselves and say, this is what is happening with me, this is what is going with me. So that relating, that should be kept out, and then you should adapt, not to get relate with everything, but relate with the laws of the nature, not to with unwanted things, in which you must be more alert. See, there are certain areas you must be alert on it. And he says, no, you will be knowing in such areas where you must be alert. There you have to put the adaptation. You use adaptation and select the area where you have to be. You can sense the area more alert you must be, in which you will be more energetic, trustworthy, courageous, and daring. Courage, see, always tolerance, patience, courageous, daring. That is like a hair's breadth difference. Also, he takes out and he makes a big, big writing, which we feel this is something godly thing he has given us, in which you must work longer hours. That's why that we have to learn a lot, because hours and hours don't mind to chit chat, but adaptation we should take. Then we will come to an understanding that this, I have completed, enough time is allocated for this, adapted. I have to bring back my adaptation and I have to spend certain hours of time, and rest of the hours let me allocate for my development, progress. Next, no, in which you must demonstrate more, again, sub branches, where you have to demonstrate more this thing, gratefulness. Adaptation should be used in which areas must be more gratefulness, tolerance, solemnity, diplomacy, self-centered. These areas where you are, whenever I go self-centered, I must put adaptation there. Can I? Is it real? The self-checking. The law of adaptation is closely related to the law of economy. Super. Really, law of economy, adaptation automatically emphasizes on economy only. Be economic in your talk, be economic in your thoughts, be economic in your eating, everywhere, every walk of life, you have to be very economic. Yeah, what happens now when we don't adapt? We are those things are becoming cleavages in our body. We are losing our energy, de-energized. Every day meditate, tomorrow again getting de-energized, because we are not using these things. This adaptation, where it should adapt, I don't know. So only every day start fresh enough. The law of adaptation is closely related to the law of economy. Those who cannot adapt themselves waste energy, time, and matter until they feel the need for adaptation. They cannot. We cannot adapt them ourselves unless we know, unless we master this. So let me, with your permission, let me conclude with one this thing. Yeah, this is adaptation relates also to great avatars. The other day we heard about the class on avatars, and see, that's why I'm telling. That is why at the beginning only I told, any book you take, it is related to some virtue or the other. All avatars are the embodiment of virtues only. Ashrams also the same thing. At the time they prepare to have a new appearance, they have to adapt their bodies to the worldly condition, not to the condition of their hierarchical planes లో ఉన్న conditions లో ఉండడానికి కాకుండా వాళ్ళు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఆ అవతార్స్ దే విల్ కమ్ టు అదర్స్. అంటే వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు లెటర్స్ ఒకటి అనుకుందాం ఏంటంటే, కృష్ణుడు ఇప్పుడు పిల్లని గ్రోవి అని అన్ని కలర్ బ్లూ కలర్ అన్ని వేసుకొస్తే మనం వీ కాంట్ యాక్చువల్లీ we laugh, we don't believe, first of all, because we have seen Krishna in different these things. If the person comes and stands, we can't accept him as Krishna at all. So what is what adaptation is? Even avatars are the higher the realms people, I mean masters, they have to come and adapt to worldly conditions. Now this present situation is corona situation, then avatar will come and say, come on, be like this, be with your this virtue, so that you will be away. And we are not aware of that because we are out of body. Worldly condition, worldly vibration, step by step as they approach the worldly spheres. So when they come out from their realm to our earth, these things, they have to see, they have to adapt for all these things, like no worldly స్పేర్స్ లో ఉన్న ఏవేమి ఉన్నాయో వాటన్నిటి కూడా వాళ్ళు అడాప్ట్ అవ్వాల్సిందే. మనుషుల ఎమోషన్స్, ఐ మీన్ మన థాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ డిస్టర్బ్ అవతార్స్ ఎ లాట్ కదా. అవన్నిటికి కూడా మన సైకిక్ పవర్స్ కి వాటికి అన్నిటికీ కూడా వాళ్ళన్నిటికీ అడాప్ట్ చేసుకుని ఈ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీని వెళ్తే వాళ్ళతో ఐ కెన్ కమ్యూనికేట్ అండ్ ఐ కెన్ బ్రింగ్ ద సొసైటీ టు ద నార్మల్ పొజిషన్ అనేది వాళ్ళకు ఉంటుంది అనమాట. Step by step, as they approached the worldly sphere to the process, they appropriate all that they can to make their incarnation bring a greater amount of fruit. That's what, no, if you read Bhagavad Gita, What do you understand? If you read any book in the Bible, the birth of Christ, he came to the people just to teach, make us to know what exactly compassion, love, and this Krishna. He said, what is it is whatever is the thing is you have to, uh, go with the dharma. Unless you have dharma, you can never win over. Then Quran says no, go with it. But they have their concept is also love only. All the our books says the same thing. Like all authors are adapting themselves to fit fit in our realms. And this is when we call it as materialistic sphere. We have got vibratory sphere beyond our above our physically, emotionally there. I think for physical realm. Okay, even for that also they have to be prepared. They must be ready for all requirements. That is, they have to adapt. So I don't think there is any great thing that if we are adapting something, and if we are deciding that ourselves to commit and do the all 7 parts and then adapt, make this virtue mine, and I will, the outer manifestation I will be showing, I will be radiating this virtue and చెప్పడానికి I think it will be choti muse body bath, because avatars, all the greater field people, they all have to take this adaptation. When all of them, in spite of having so much of these things, we know that no, we read it. We don't know, we read it. So all these things are to be applied, and we must make ourselves to fit to the situation with the adaptation. Thank you so much.